Hey everyone, what's up? So I didn't really vlog that much, or really any, on our wedding day. We did have a vlogger that came. We actually should have hired two vloggers because the one that we had actually stayed with Shannon for the day. And a lot of my friends and stuff I haven't seen, and family and different people I haven't seen in a long time. So I really was just kind of connecting with them and didn't really have the camera out. I did a quick little clip, like one that I did, and I'll put that in the video here. It is finally here, wedding day, and it has been a roller coaster of stress and excitement and stress and excitement and stress and excitement. So I actually have some peace and quiet right now, which is really nice. I love having all the family and friends around, and it's really cool. But then when it calms down and you can kind of just relax for a little bit with so much going on, it's really nice too. So I am actually just getting ready right now. I already took a shower, and we're gonna take off in a little bit to go do our photo shoot with the guys, or all my groomsmen, and then head to the mansion from there. It's really cool. It's just like so much, like I have so much stuff on my mind and thinking so many things, and want to make sure everybody else is like good and comfortable and organized, and make sure that they're okay. Not stressed about getting married at all, and excited about that part, but just all the other little details still, you know, I don't know. So if I'm kind of weird, then that's what it is. We will have a really good time tonight. So this is kind of my story. I'm kind of want to tell you guys where I was at, how I felt, what I was thinking, and so this will be a little story time for us. Leading up to the wedding, as it got closer, it started to get really stressful. I mean, the whole wedding part and process is really stressful, but in general, not being, you know, sexist or anything, but usually kind of like more of the bride's side is taking care of stuff, whether it's a mom or a sister or the bride or a wedding coordinator. They're kind of the one doing more of picking of, you know, flowers and designs and some of that stuff. And then of course, you know, I had a lot of input with things as well too, and I had told Shannon, I said, look, I said, honey, I want you to have, you know, what you like, what you want. If it's something that I don't particularly like, I will definitely let you know. But otherwise, go for it, have fun, make it what you want, and I will definitely speak up and speak my mind if it's something that I want to change. So we didn't really have any problems or anything with that at all. We had a gorgeous wedding, beautiful wedding, and you guys will see all of that footage on Shannon's channel. And if you guys don't know my wife's channel, all the links are in the description box below. Shannon and I live about an hour away from where we're getting married. All of our friends and family were staying at a hotel, which was about 20 minutes from our wedding venue, and from our house is about 45 minutes. So what we did is we actually left our house a couple of days before to stay at the hotel, so we were able to stay with everybody and kind of mingle and spend some more time with family and friends, you know, before the wedding, because everybody's coming from places far away. So that was really nice. So up until we left, it started to get real stressful, because you're thinking so many things. Do we have everything? Do we pack everything? Do we have all, you know, what we need? So actually, once we finally left our house, which was a couple of days before, and actually finally left and got to the hotel, I calmed down quite a bit, and I felt a lot better. I'm like, okay, we're here. Now we have some more friends and family helping out. We're a little bit closer, we're one step closer, because it's, you know, you have this list of a million things, you know, a year in advance or 6 months in advance or however long, and you start to kind of, you know, knock them down. Okay, this is done, off the list. This is done, off the list. This is done. So the more you get done, even though it does start to get closer, so the stress, you know, I would say like the whole roller coaster ride is like stress, excitement, nervous, stress, excitement, nervous. Come our actual wedding day, I actually woke up early. I didn't sleep in at all. Woke up pretty early, and we actually stayed in a room with Jim and Joy, and then Shannon and I. So there was the four of us in one room, which was no big deal. That's totally fine. Like I said, it's time for family and stuff, and Shannon and I were going on our honeymoon, so we didn't have to have a room to ourselves and everything, and we didn't care about the whole, I don't know, I think there's some old tradition of like you don't see the bride the night before or whatever. We didn't do anything like that. We just stayed together. I didn't see the dress though beforehand. I didn't see the dress at all up until Shannon actually walked down the aisle. It was the first time that I saw her in her dress. And she was gorgeous, by the way. So I woke up, and it was actually, I had a long period of time until I was actually leaving. I actually had to leave the earliest out of everybody because we were doing my photo shoot with all of my groomsmen before. So we had to like meet up at like say 2 in the afternoon. Our wedding was at 6 p.m. I had to meet up at this location with all my groomsmen at about 2 o'clock to take photos for about an hour, hour and a half. So I had plenty of time to just kind of relax, and it was actually the night before we had our like engagement party, and it was a lot of friends and family, and we were up, you know, pretty late, loud, talking, having fun, and all that stuff. And so that Sunday morning when I got up, I went down to the lobby, and it was dead quiet. It was real quiet, very calm and very nice. And so I was just sitting down there. I had some breakfast, like I was like by myself. And then one of my buddies, one of my groomsmen, one of my best friends, he came down, or he was around, and then so he sat down and had breakfast with me, and it was just quiet, it was calm, and it was such like a nice morning, you know. It was not like wake up to like craziness and, you know, 50 people running around and, you know, asking questions and doing this and freaking out. And then I had a couple of my other friends who were attending the wedding. They showed up in the morning to check in, and so that was really cool. There was like 4 or 5 of us just in the lobby, just got to sit down and like talk and catch up, and it was real quiet and nice. That was really awesome. And so then I had a really good, nice morning, and then Shannon and all of her bridesmaids, they started getting ready, so they were kind of doing their own separate thing. And then once it got closer, had plenty of time to get dressed, so I, you know, that was very calm. I took plenty of time to be able to get back to the room and take a shower, put on all my my tux, and make sure I had to like jump on the guys to get them ready. It was, you know, I told them they needed to be ready like 30 minutes before they actually needed to be ready, just to make sure everyone was on time, and it worked out to my benefit because they were like 20 minutes late, a lot of them, or not all of them, but some of them. So then we went and we took pictures, and then that was really cool. We took some fun pictures, but it was hot. It was like one of the hottest days, so we were trying to stay in the shade when we were not shooting, and then we tried to snap the pictures real quick, but we had a really good time. It was really fun, and just hanging out with the guys and stuff. And where we're at now, like I said, you know, as you get older and, you know, people get married and they have, you know, kids and do all these things, it starts to, you know, you just don't see your friends quite as much, and people get busy. And like if you live in different areas, I mean, we have friends that live all over the place. It's cool when you can get, you know, people together and hang out. And from there, right when we were done, I don't know, it was like 3 or 3:30 or something like that, we actually went straight from the photo shoot to the actual wedding venue. So we were at the wedding venue, pretty much like the first people there, and we were actually able to go down and hang out, and it was really cool because all of us guys, we got to hang out down in the bottom downstairs area where there's like this huge pool table. There's basically this huge room where like grooms get set up anyways, which was like the coldest room in the house. It was nice and cold. We played some pool, and my brother-in-law brought a cooler, so I had a bunch of waters in there and then some beers and stuff, and it was actually, you know, good. Like none of my buddies got like hammered or anything like that, which is, I know it sounds kind of weird, but you know, it's like a fun party time, like for them also. I mean, and for me, you know, I was like not about to get like hammered or anything because there was like so much going on. I wanted to really be there for the wedding. I wanted to be, you know, very focused and coherent and very like knowing what's going on. A lot of people get nervous, and so they, you know, might want to drink so they're not so nervous. But like for me, I was like, you know, I don't know, I don't really get nervous for stuff or anything, but this was one day that I ended up getting nervous. However, it wasn't really nervous until like started to get really close. So we kind of stayed down there. We needed to stay down in, not the basement, but the lower level, and hung out where the pool table was. We kind of had to stay put because Shannon and all the bridesmaids were going to be coming in and getting ready and taking pictures in some of the different rooms. so we couldn't really go mingle around, which was totally fine. Like I said, we kind of hung there, and then some of the guys were able to put some of their stuff in the rooms and stuff, but for the most part we just kind of stuck down there. And then as it started to get closer, we had the details. It was like, okay, we're going to meet up in the top front entrance 15 minutes before the wedding to kind of line up with the bridesmaids and stuff and get ready to go out. And so very calm, very casual, very cool up until literally like 5:45 or like 5:40, and I hadn't really eaten that much because I had a really good big breakfast. But then we had our photo shoot at 2, and there was no food at the hotel, and just timing wise I didn't get a chance to go and leave and get food for lunch and then come back. During that time I tried to put down some water. I think I had like a Cliff Bar or something. So I was trying to like finish this Cliff Bar, and they're like, they called us up. They're like, okay, you guys got to get up to come line up. And when that was the case, then I was just like, whoa, like I started to get really, really nervous. And when I say nervous, I don't mean, I don't know if some people freak out about all kinds of different things, but it wasn't a nervous as far as like, oh my gosh, like I'm getting married, like is this the right person? Am I doing the right thing? It was none of that at all. None of that was the nervous part. It was just, I think that it was this huge like celebration and coming together and tons of friends and family and stuff that has been planned for just under a year, and so many details, and just thinking of everything and everybody. Like, are people going to be hot out there? Is everything going okay with Shannon, and is she doing all right? Because we hadn't like hung out for hours. There was just so much going on in my mind, and it's like you're the focus of attention. And like I said, I don't get nervous. I can talk to anybody. I can be in whatever situation. So I started to get really, really nervous. And then when we started to everyone started to sort of line up, I was just like, got so emotional. I'm like, 10 minutes before the ceremony, I'm like, just kind of like in this zone. I was just totally like zoned out. And I was just like, I'm gonna lose it right here before I even walk out the door, before I even walk out to the altar, And thinking about it now, it even kind of like makes me like emotional and stuff. And like I said, it wasn't any kind of bad emotional. It was just like floored with like all kinds of like feelings and stuff. And I was just like, I've dealt with a lot of stuff and can deal with a lot of stuff, but on the other hand, I can be very in tune with like my emotions and be very sensitive to like different situations. Like if something kind of like catches me in like the right like point or light, if that makes sense. But I thought to myself, I'm like, all right, and I'm not really one to like hold stuff in. I don't think it's good to like hold all this in, but I'm like, I'm gonna hold this in temporarily because I know I'm gonna lose it, like today for sure, but I can delay it a little bit. But at each step, I was just like, wow, like getting floored. So I was sitting there, and that was, a very like emotional time. And I'm like, okay, like I'm gonna make it through this, and I'll power through this time. And then I started to, when it was my time to walk out, it was the officiant, basically, who was out there first. She was out there first, and then I walked out next. So that part was fine. I mean, I walked down, and it's very like fine for me. And it was kind of like a joke later because I know where the photographers were going to be, and Shannon and I do some different modeling and stuff as well too. So it was kind of funny because I knew ideally that you want to try and get some good pictures. So I kind of walked down and kind of walked a little slower, and then right before I was going to walk up to the stairs, I kind of walked, kind of like stopped for a second and did like a little pose and a smile and looked over at the camera, and that was kind of funny. But so I got up there, and then that was fine. And then standing up there, I was pretty much okay. I tried not to really look out too much because you have a lot of family and friends out there, and the focus is on you at the time. I mean, there's nobody else out there but me. So I kind of glanced the audience a little bit, but try not to really make eye contact with a bunch of people, because then that would have been difficult for me, seeing all of the different people out there and the support. And so then I kind of held it together there, and then friends started coming down, like the bridesmaids and the groomsmen and stuff, and started to fill in, really started to set the whole scene. And still at the same time kind of just like holding it in, I was just thinking, okay, yeah, let's see if I can hold this all together here. After some time, it was finally time for Channon to come down. Now where we were, or where I was standing compared to where Channon was coming out of the venue, it was pretty far away. So I could see her coming out, and pretty much like right when I could see her start coming out, I was just like, I'm gonna lose it now. It was like all these steps, and I'm like, let me hold it in. I don't want to start crying before she even can get to me. And she came down and walked with her dad, and she just, I mean, Channon is gorgeous. She is just like stunningly beautiful. And I was just like, just so excited and happy and everything, but just wanted to just cry. I mean, she's an awesome chick and just so beautiful, and I love her. But I held that in, and I was able to like go down and take her hand, and shake her dad's hand, and then she had the veil up, and she just was so beautiful. So then anyways, so then we were able to come up to basically the ceremony site, and it was really, really hot. I mean, like really hot, like 107 or 108. Everybody's wearing all black, and I'm just like sweating. My face is sweating. I hadn't cried yet, but and then we started the ceremony, and we have a lot of all of that footage, and so I don't want to spoil all of that with you guys of me telling that part of the story, because I have all of this part from here going forward on video. Thanks for listening to me and to this, and sorry there's not like a bunch of video of all the stuff that I was talking about, but you guys kind of got like an overview of my morning, and then you guys will have video of Channon and her morning, and then you guys will have all the wedding footage. I'm glad that I didn't get too emotional on this. You might be able to hear it in my voice. It might be a little bit crackling and kind of nervous sounding, just because it was such a big day, and even think about it now. Everything went by so fast, but it's like very clear. Thanks for watching, and want to watch all of the wedding footage and the vlog footage from our wedding. Go to Channon's channel and check it out. And thank you so much for your support. We love you guys very, very much. Thank you.